Okay, good morning, everybody. It's kind of unfortunate we had to call this meeting this morning, but we're going to try to do a couple guidelines. This meeting is for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. We're going to ask that we don't have any public input to the meeting, but let's all just sit here and listen to the facts that we're going to be presented with. So in saying that, I'm going to start out with Chief Lee.
Morning. Yesterday, with the developments that were happening, we went from 3 to 5 confirmed cases in Minnesota. The U shut down classes through April 1st. And then later on in the evening, after Dave and I had talked about having a special meeting, it just seemed to make sense that we have some responsible dialogue regarding the parade and coronavirus and having that many people in town. Anything that I'm going to say is based from Minnesota Department of Health and the CDC, not personal feelings or anything like that. But right now, as it stands, this morning, the Minnesota Department of Health is not making any recommendations regarding organization and community members or community events being canceled. Okay, so that being said, it's up to the individual and communities to make that decision. That was their recommendation this morning. If you go to the CDC website, community and faith organizations, they are saying that anything over 250 people, you may want to look at canceling the event. That being said, I think this is based on events that are inside. Now, Moonlight, Zorbas, Cedar Chest, Mossieries, they're going to have a lot of people inside. That's up to you. That's your business. We're concerned, my concern is outside and what we will bring in. So, that being said, I don't have anything more beyond that. I don't have a recommendation. I am not recommending that the parade be canceled. I'm not recommending that it shouldn't be canceled. That's going to be up to the four up here, and Dave's on the phone. So that was my concern, just to have some responsible dialogue regarding the whole thing.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. How about Chip? Are you able to comment on this?
Are you asking me, Chip? I didn't hear that.
Yep. Yes.
I don't have an opinion either. We will support anything the council decides on. I just reiterate what Eric had to say. We got an update from the emergency manager in Crow Wing County, and the CDC and the Minnesota Department of Health have not put anything out in our area, or the Minnesota Department of Health has not put anything in our area of canceling anything or minimizing the amount of people in a group. But it's the council's decision. I'll support anything that the fire department will support anything that you decide to do.
Thank you, Chip. All right, well, based on that, this pandemic that's going on, we're going to have to get used to it. And we're going to all have to get educated by it, and we're going to all have choices to make whether we want to partake or not. I don't think closing the parade down is going to extend our lives by 10 years or anything. So I think we're going to get a comment from each one of us. We got to be smart. We got to wash hands. We got to cover our mouth. We got to do what they're telling us to do, but we also got to keep living. So that's my feeling. I think the parade should go on. So let's go down the line. Everybody give their comment.
Eric, could you put that first one you had on back up, please? Thank you.
Are you going to go next, Aaron?
Oh, I'm going next?
Well, whoever.
Okay. I've been looking at it, and the part we're talking about and working with is an outdoor event. It's not indoors. And what I'm reading, and that's what I wanted to try and pick up from, I didn't get all the way through the chief's letter here, but ours is outdoors, so I'm not as concerned about the parade itself as I am with what's going to go on indoors in your facilities and the potential. That's where the infections and stuff are potentially if any, going to happen. I'm struggling with shutting it down this close to the event. I'm having a problem with it.
Thank you, Aaron. John?
Dave, okay.
Oh, or Mr. Schrupp?
Dave Schrupp.
Dave, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you have any comments?
Yeah, I can't vote, but I think that Dave Nevin summarized it
Dave, actually,
totally,
you can
that you
vote.
got, can you hear me?
You can vote in this instance.
Oh, okay. I think Dave summarized it perfectly, that it's pretty much the individuals have to be smart about what they're doing, and, we can't tell them what not to do. And there's also, I've heard all of this stuff, there's all sorts of stuff out on the internet, on the news, that type of thing. I did read an article this morning that Crow Wing County so far hasn't seen any of this virus, and the hospitals have been working to get things lined up and ready for it. So I'm just hoping that continues. The future, none of us know. But I do agree that it's just going to mess things up if we don't allow the parade to go on. But, I don't know how we can get the people to be smarter at this stage of the game. They're just going to have to, hopefully they've been seeing the news and they form some opinion of themselves on what they need to do to protect themselves. So,
Thank you, Dave. John?
thank you.
Sure. The only reason in trying to slow the outbreak down is that when we have other outbreaks in the past, you'll get what we call an epidemic curve. All of a sudden, a lot of people get sick, and then as all the people who could get sick get well, then the numbers go down. And what you're trying to do is to keep it so that when this hump happens, you spread it out as much as possible so you have enough respirators and isolation beds in your hospitals. I don't think that anything we would do here will change who gets sick very much. I don't think it'll change how sick they get. It might change when they get sick, which would speak to this epidemic curve thing. I think a lot of people that are coming for this event are already here. I think there's a lot of information out where people know they're supposed to self-isolate if they're sick or otherwise. And the parade is one event of a lot of events happening this weekend. I'd vote to leave it open.
Thank you, John. Gary?
I agree with John and Aaron. If this was a week ago, like last week, I'd probably vote to shut it down. But we're so close right now that I can't.
A lot of people have a lot of money sitting into this invested,
Well,
and I realize sickness shouldn't go there, but still.
it's not about money.
I think
It's
we've got to
about
be careful.
the health
with
of the
making it about
community.
money, but
Do we have Brad isn't here, maybe Eric can chip in a little bit, but do we have a legal right, or are we recommending, to say yes or no, or shut down or not?
Oh, I think we could shut it down if we choose to do so. Is that not correct, Eric?
As far as public health is concerned and as far as public roads, we can, I think, pretty much deny that.
Okay.
The bottom line is we've had the discussion, we acknowledge what's going on, and how you base your decision on that is where we go. If we didn't have the discussion, I don't think we'd be acting responsibly. So.
I agree with that.
So the way I see the choices we have is we've got three of them. We've got one, we could table it in case any crisis happens between now and Saturday. We could vote to approve and continue the parade, or we could vote to deny it. So I think those are three choices that we can do, as far as I can see, so.
Question, could we vote to continue the parade but continue this meeting? In other words, not adjourn the meeting in case we needed to meet tomorrow for some reason? Or is that just
Yes.
waffling?
That
Yeah.
works first.
Yeah. It's waffling, it's not making a decision,
No, I'd say we could prove the parade
but
today.
leave the meeting open.
If you leave the meeting open, you're allowing more information to come in. And like I said, it was a fast sequence of events that happened yesterday. I don't know that there's going to be anything really more that's going to happen today. But I mean, you leave yourself open to allow discussion tomorrow if more events happen today.
And I think if there's that kind of an emergency, we can come together irregardless. I do believe that.
So whether we just make a motion to approve and carry on?
Approve or not. I think
Or-
it's one or the other. And if things change, then we have to come back and
Yeah,
address
we're
the
not
change.
taking public comment.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have the right, I know my Constitution, and when I see wrong being done to the people that I protect in my society, my image, in God's name, I have the right to speak. It's in the Constitution. When I see, don't laugh at me.
Well, I don't know how to respond to you. That's,
I've run for city council, I've looked at politics, I've been in the military, I've served, and I protect. When I see danger knocking on my door, and you're waffling,
Mike, you need to sit down. You're going to be removed from the meeting, okay? They are taking into account the facts.
I have the right to speak, I will sit there.
We are taking into account the facts that we have right in front of us now.
We are in a current present danger, and we can do something about it
Okay.
immediately and take precautions or let it come on our.
And that's what we're saying is take precaution. It's right up there, okay?
so, do we modify?
I think we're down to two choices. We say yes or we say no.
Right.
And I think that's really where it sits.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we allow it to continue.
Thank you, Aaron. Do we have a second? I will second that motion. Any other discussion on it? All in favor?
I'll do a roll call vote.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Dave Strupp,
Agreed.
Aaron,
Agree.
Dave,
Agree.
Agree.
John.
Agreed.
Motion passes. All in favor
All
of
in favor,
continuing the
motion
parade.
passes.
Okay.
You ought to all be ashamed.
Okay, folks, well, sorry, hope we didn't rattle things up too much, but we got to be responsible. Thanks for coming. Meeting is adjourned.